Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum, Asad Yaqub here, and today I'm going to teach you multiple choice questions. If multiple choice questions are difficult for you and you often get confused, please watch this video till the end and you will be crystal clear about multiple choice questions, okay? So let's just make a start. This is IELTS listening part 3 and I call listening part 3 as the elephant of IELTS. So you can see my hands and I'm going to solve this test for you. Questions 21 to 26. Talk on jobs in fashion design. Talk means there is a presentation, right? On jobs in fashion design. So the subject is fashion design and jobs in fashion design, and there's going to be a talk, there's going to be a presentation on that. Now, question number 21. What problem did Chantal have at the start of the talk? So when she started her presentation, what was her problem? Okay, now this is important that you understand the question, because if you understand the question, only then you can find the answer. So what problem did Chantal have at the start of the talk? Means in the beginning of the presentation, what was Chantal's problem? Her view of the speaker was blocked. View blocked. What does it mean? She was unable to see the speaker. Okay. Option B, she was unable to find an empty seat. Okay, so you can just underline unable, find empty seat. All the seats were full and there was no empty seat. Option C, students next to her were talking. So students talking. That's it. Now, what was her problem? Right? And the problem was at the start of the talk. Start means in the beginning of the talk. Now I play the audio. They may discuss all three options, but one is going to be the right one and you got to track it. Okay, please, let's make a start.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Hugo and Chantal discussing a talk they have just attended at the start of their course in fashion design.
Hi Chantal. What did you think of the talk then?
Hi Hugo. I thought it was good once I'd moved seats.
Oh, were the people beside you chatting or something?
It wasn't that. I went early so that I'd get a seat and not have to stand. But then this guy sat right in front of me and he was so tall.
It's hard to see through people's heads, isn't it?
Impossible.
Okay, see that? They discussed these options like C, B, A. First they discussed option C, then B, then A. And then she said there was that guy who was very tall. And then he said it's hard to see through people's heads. So correct answer over here is A. Now I play this audio again and I'm going to tell you why B and C are wrong. And by the way, this is the whole thing. If you know why other options are wrong, you will always find why one option is right. Okay, please focus now.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Hugo and Chantal discussing a talk they have just attended at the start of their course in fashion design.
Hi Chantal. What did you think of the talk then?
Hi Hugo. I thought it was good once I'd moved seats.
Oh, were the people beside you chatting or something?
It wasn't that.
Were the people beside you chatting or something? And she said it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Means students next to her were talking. And she said it wasn't that. So C is not the right option. Okay, now we go to option B.
I went early so that I'd get a seat and not have to stand.
I went early so that I could get a seat and not have to stand. So she was unable to find an empty seat, not at all. She went early. See that? So when B is wrong, C is wrong, most definitely the remaining one is the right option. Okay? So this is what I call elimination and you should use this technique. Now listen and see why A is right.
But then this guy sat right in front of me and he was so tall.
This guy sat right in front of me and he was so tall.
Stand in front of me and he was so tall.
It's hard to see through people's heads, isn't it?
Impossible.
It's hard to see through people's heads, isn't it? Impossible. So her view of the speaker was blocked and there was that tall guy. Okay, later they got married. But anyways, let's go on. Question number 22. What were Hugo and Chantal surprised to hear? Now, out of 3 options, in one option they are going to show surprise, and they were surprised to hear about job market. Okay, now the subject is job market, and they were surprised to hear something about job market. So it means job market. More competitive than it used to be. So job market is more competitive. That is option A. More variety. That is option B. Okay, and some areas of job market are more exciting than others. So some areas more exciting. Very simple. So if job market is more competitive, option A. If job market is, there is a more variety in job market, it's option B. And if some areas are more exciting, then it is option C. And remember, you need to see out of 3 options, in one option they are going to show surprise. So where they show surprise, that will be the right answer. Okay, let's see.
Anyway, to answer your question, I thought it was really interesting, especially what the speaker said about the job market.
Me too. I mean, we know we're going into a really competitive field, so it's obvious that we may struggle to get work.
That's right. And we know we can't all have that dream job.
Yeah, but it looks like there's a whole range of areas of work that we hadn't even thought of, like fashion journalism, for instance.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many career options.
Okay, have you noticed that? They talked about option A first, more competitive, and he said we know that. When they know something, they don't show surprise, right? I mean, you just need to see where do they show surprise. For example, if I know you're going to celebrate my birthday, there is no surprise. And if I'm not sure and you celebrate my birthday, then there is surprise. So A, there is no surprise. And then B, there is more variety in it than they had realized. Exactly. And for that, they use this language. I'm playing it again. Please focus.
Anyway, to answer your question, I thought it was really interesting, especially what the speaker said about the job market.
Me too. I mean, we know we're going into a really competitive field.
I know we are going to go into a really competitive field, so no surprise. They know it.
So it's obvious that we may struggle to get work.
That's right. And we know we can't all have that dream job.
And we know we can't have the dream job. Dream job is like more exciting and all that. So we can't have. And there is no surprise over here as well. Okay?
Yeah, but it looks like there's a whole range of areas of work that we hadn't even thought of, like fashion journalism.
Okay, that we hadn't even thought of. Now, we hadn't even thought of means that is surprising for them. Areas of works that we hadn't even thought of. Fashion journalism,
for instance.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many career options.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I have read it, I have heard it somewhere else. Whenever they talk about surprise, I wasn't expecting. I didn't think. I hadn't thought. I didn't realize they use such type of phrases. So, correct answer over here is option B. Okay? I hope you now understand. See that crosses? So this is what I call elimination method. Question number 23, Hugo and Chantal agree. Now this time you are going to check their agreement that the speaker's message was. So how was speaker's message? Right? They agree that speaker's message was how? Right? So this is about speaker's message. Unfair. If the message was unfair, A will be the right answer, and their agreement is important. Hard for them to follow. Hard to follow means difficult to understand. Then it is B. Critical of industry means she criticized the industry. Okay. So how was speaker's message? Unfair, hard, or critical? And out of 3 options, on one option they are going to agree, and that'll be your right answer. Okay. Let's say.
Overall, she had quite a strong message, didn't she?
She did. She kept saying things like, I know you all think this, but... And then she'd tell us how it really is.
Perhaps she thinks students are a bit narrow-minded about the industry.
It was a bit harsh, though. We know it's a tough industry.
Yeah, and we're only first years after all. We've got a lot to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, we are only first years after all, and we've got a lot to learn. Exactly. Now, hard for them to follow. No, message was not hard for them to follow. Industry is hard. Industry is tough. Okay, so it's not B. Correct answer is actually option A, unfair to them at times. Why was she unfair? Like she was expecting a lot from them and they were only first year students and all that. Now please focus and see why A is the right answer.
Overall, she had quite a strong message, didn't she?
She did.
Overall, she had quite a strong message. Now, strong doesn't mean hard to follow. Hard to follow means what you do not understand. Okay?
She kept saying things like, I know you all think this, but... And then she'd tell us how it really is.
Okay, then she kept telling you know what you think and actually what it is.
Perhaps she thinks students are a bit narrow-minded about the industry.
It was a bit harsh, though. We know it's a tough industry.
Okay, it was a bit harsh though. Now message, it was a bit harsh. Message was harsh, okay? Hard for them to follow? No, it was not hard. It was actually harsh. Harsh means unfair, right? You say your behavior is harsh with me. Your behavior is unfair with me. So 23, correct answer is A, right? Okay, let's go on. And we are doing IELTS listening part 3 and this is what I call elephant of IELTS. So don't worry. Question 24. What do Hugo and Chantal criticize? Now they both are going to criticize about their school career advice. So subject is school career advice and they are going to criticize one of the aspects of school career advice. Now, when they received advice, like time when they received the advice, if they criticize the time, like we were given advice when we were only in class 7th or something like that. So the time when they received advice, if they criticize that, option A. How much advice was given? Little advice, more advice. So how much advice? If they criticize, if they say they only gave us a little piece of advice or they gave us too much advice, in the end we were confused. So if they talk about the amount of advice and they criticize that, it's option B. And remember, it's all about school career advice. And who gave the advice? If they say this advice was given by our teachers who have no experience in any industrial field. So I think that wasn't fair. If they criticize the person who gave advice, it's C. If they criticize amount of advice, then it is B. If they criticize the time of advice, then it is option A. Okay? See that I'm trying my level best to simplify IELTS for you. Gradually, everything will be all right and you will be able to get 100% in multiple choice questions as well. Let's see.
Do you think our secondary school education should have been more career focused?
Well, we had numerous talks on careers, which was good, but none of them were very inspiring. They could have asked more people like today's speaker to talk to us.
I agree. We were told about lots of different careers, just when we needed to be, but not by the experts who really know stuff.
Okay, not by the experts who really know stuff. So who gave the advice? That is the right answer. Okay, I'm playing it again. Please focus.
Do you think our secondary school education should have been more career focused?
Well, we had numerous talks on careers, which was good, but none of them were very...
Okay, we had numerous talks on career, which was good. Now, they don't criticize it. They said it was good. Okay, numerous talks on career, it was good. So, they don't criticize. When something is good, you're not criticizing it.
Talks on careers, which was good, but none of them were very inspiring. They could have asked more people like today's speaker to talk to us.
Okay, they could have asked more people like today's speaker to talk to us. So who gave advice like today's speaker who talked to us?
I agree. We were told
I agree means both criticize.
about lots of different careers, just when we needed to be, but not by the...
Just when we needed to be. Option A, when we needed to be. Now they're not criticizing when. They said we were told about different career options when we were needed to be. So when they received the advice, they don't criticize it. When we were needed to be means they gave the advice on the right time. But actually, it's who?
But not by the expert.
But not by the experts, okay? So, who gave the advice? Not by the experts. See that? I'm trying my level best, guys. Question number 25. When discussing their future, Hugo and Chantal disagree. Now, their disagreement when they discuss their future. Okay, disagreement on what? Which is the best career in fashion? So, if they disagree on best career in fashion, it's option A. When to choose a career in fashion? When choose career in option B. If one says we should choose our career now, and second says no, I will choose it in the last semester, something like that. And why they would like a career in fashion? If they actually discuss and disagree on why they would like to choose a career in fashion, it's option C. Okay, I'm under the weather. Sorry about that. Now, please listen and answer question number 25.
So, did today's talk influence your thoughts on what career you'd like to take up in the future?
Well, I promised myself that I'd go through this course and keep an open mind till the end.
But I think it's better to pick an area of the industry now and then aim to get better and better at it.
Well, I think we'll just have to differ on that issue.
One thing's for certain, though.
Okay, see that? Yeah, alright. By mistake, I crossed it actually. So, correct answer for question number 25 is option B. Please listen. They disagree on that.
So, did today's talk influence your thoughts on what career you'd like to take up in the future?
Well, I promised myself that I'd go through this course and keep an open mind.
Okay, I promised myself that I would go through this course and keep an open mind. So, when to choose a career? She promised that when she went through this course, she would keep an open mind. That is when to choose career.
Till the end.
But I think it's better to pick an area of the industry.
Okay, but I think it's better to pick an area. Now they disagree. The lady says, I thought I would keep an open mind. And the man says, it's better to choose an career option and then to get better at it.
But I think it's better to pick an area of the industry now and then aim to get better and better at it.
Well, I think we'll just have to differ on that.
Okay, I think we'll just have to differ on that. Okay, when to choose career? The lady decided to choose it, keep an open mind, and the man says we have to choose it now and get better at that. So they differ on that. Differ means disagree. B will be the right answer. Okay. All right, let's go on to question number 26. How does Hugo feel? Now you will just listen to Hugo and his feeling about being an unpaid assistant. Like, sometimes you become an assistant for learning, not for earning. So that is what we call unpaid assistant. So how does he feel? Is he realistic about it? Right? Or if he feels it is dishonest, right? Or he thinks others want to change the practice, okay? If he thinks others want to change the practice of unpaid assistant. So how does he feel about unpaid assistant?
From what she said, we'll be unpaid assistants in the industry for quite a long time. I'm prepared for that. Aren't you?
Actually, I'm not going to accept that view.
Really? But she knows it's the case, and everyone else says the same.
That doesn't mean it has to be true for me.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right.
All right. Now, see that? He is realistic because, the lady is not realistic about it. But Hugo is realistic about that. Please focus again.
From what she said, we'll be unpaid assistants in the industry for quite a long time. I'm prepared for that.
I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for that. He feels the practice is dishonest? No. He says, I'm prepared for that. If it could be dishonest, he would have said, I'm not prepared for that. Okay? So B is not the right answer because he said, I'm prepared and the practice is dishonest. Okay?
Aren't you?
Actually, I'm not going to accept that view.
Really?
I'm not going to accept that view. He thinks others want to change the practice. That is not he.
But she knows it's the case, and everyone else says the same.
She knows it's the case and everyone else is the same. What is it? Realistic. This is the case and everyone else actually knows it. So he is realistic about the practice. Please focus.
Accept that view.
Really? But she knows it's the case, and everyone else says the same.
that doesn't mean it has to be true for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I hope you're right.
All right, that doesn't have to be true for me. So he is realistic about the practice, means practice is okay, there is no problem. I am prepared for that. When he says I'm prepared for that, it means he's realistic about that practice. So correct answer is A. So guys, these 6 questions decide your 8 band. If your target band is 8 or above, these 6 questions in part 3 are very, very important. All the best. I also teach IELTS online all over the world and in campus in Lahore, and we offer IELTS test booking service. We offer study plans before IELTS exams. If you want to get any of these services, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you best of luck. Take care. Allah Hafiz.